I think I might have just been smelling your sick hand the whole time.
I mean, potentially, but it's a good smell.
I do like the smell of cigarettes when it's on other people.
Yeah, I like it.
So
It's on me too.
all right. I think I told you I was going to go see Lil Sass and Mook in Detroit last Friday.
No, I didn't know that's who we were seeing. I just knew we were going to a comedy show.
Okay, I thought I told you.
They were playing in Detroit? I didn't know that.
I thought that I told you.
How much was
it? It was like $40. So,
damn, bro. I would have went for sure.
So, dude, it was in Hockey
But
Town.
I think I was doing some shit, but go ahead. Sorry.
Do you know Hockey Town, like the restaurant?
Yeah.
It's in like another room that's in that like restaurant.
There's there's a sign outside that says like comedy something.
Yeah, but it's weird because you wouldn't imagine. You think Lil Sass is like huge, and he's
don't know.
Doing like or at least like a bigger comedy club.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's not what I was picturing, but like it was so small that Vitaly was there before us, and Lil Sass was walking in, and Vitaly was waiting to get a table, and Lil Sass was like, "Excuse me, bro," like had to walk around Vitaly to get in.
That's funny,
but it wasn't even sold out. There weren't that many people in there, and I don't know if it was because of the tickets we got or if just because we were the first people in there, but we were front and center. We were like, our feet were like touching the stage, so the comics were like 5 feet away from us, which is always super sick.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was tame. Everybody in there was being really cool, myself included, just being a normal guy.
Right.
And Mook was up there doing his set, and he had some bit about farting, pretty classic joke. And all I did was just laugh at his joke, and he singles me out of all the people in the room that laughed.
Classic.
And he goes, "Look at this guy laughing at the joke. You're probably farting right now." And I was like, "What the hell?" And then he goes, "Fart boy." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, Mook? I love you. Why are you doing this to me?" And then like 10 minutes later, he said another joke, and I laughed. And he goes, "Look who's laughing again, fart boy." And I was like, "The fuck, man? I came out here to support you."
Yeah, you always get fucking singled out, bro.
For no reason. It's not like I was being obnoxious.
That's so funny.
Tenant of like this comedy club and
you
heckling
just have
him.
like nothing against you, but you have like a very pick out of the crowd face.
What
like
the hell?
If I was gonna pick somebody, if I was like if I was a comedian, I'm sure they peruse the crowd and then they're like,
Fart
this
boy.
guy, fart boy.
Yeah.
That's fart boy today.
The only other time I had that, it was a little more warranted, but me and Marissa went to a comedy show in Detroit.
Yeah, I remember this story.
Yeah. And we got there first, so they put us front and center, and everybody else in there was black, including all the comics. So every time a comic came out, there was just like a spotlight on us, and he would just point at me and be like, "Look at this cracker, little snowman balls. Fuck this guy." I'm like, "God damn, I'm just trying to have a good Friday. What the hell?"
That's so funny, bro. Well, how was the rest of the show?
It was good. Sass was pretty funny. He started like workshopping some stuff at the end, and it was just like, it was pretty politically charged. I don't even think it was that funny.
That's kind of what I feel like you would do if you were in that spot, though.
Yeah, he did have one funny one where he was like, "Does anybody here sports gamble?" And this guy in the crowd was like, "Sports gambling's bad," and he was like, "I agree." And then he looked up, he goes, "Clip that. Comedian destroys anti-sports gambling loser." It was cool though. It was weird sitting like 5 feet away from them because I listen to their podcast every week, 2 days a week, and it feels like they're almost not like larger than life, but it doesn't feel like I should be in a room of like 40 people listening to them 5 feet away.
Yeah, dude, that's like a Big Cat tweeted today. He's like, "Yo, I'm selling my PS4 for $600.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to buy it?" And I was like, this guy's gonna get a million DMs of people trying to fucking buy his PS4.
Why does he even need to sell a PS4
or a PS5 or whatever? I don't know. I think he got an Xbox and a PS5, and he was like, "I'm keeping the Xbox."
Yeah, but he's like a billionaire.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, just have somebody do it for you, but it does feel weird too. That's why I like concerts. That's why I like going to that stuff, because it's like, what are the odds you're even in the same town and vicinity as this person? And what are the odds they'll ever come back? What are the odds they'll ever do that again? Now, I mean, Detroit, I love, and I feel like it's kind of a lit city, and people will come back to it, but could be wrong.
I guess he did that club 2 years ago too, so he's made no vertical progress in his comedy career in the last 2 years.
Chicago's not that far from Detroit, so like it's kind of an easy, like if you're putting like a bunch of shows and you want to mix it up and like go on little Toledo trips like we went on, then like go to Detroit for a weekend. I'd have a good time in Detroit. Go to Lone Goat, go to a couple bars down there.
Yeah.
Also, a good time.
I'm not going to dox, but we have a friend. One of the bits really reminded me of it, where he was talking about how he brings his pocket pussy on the road with him.
Pat.
Hey, come on, dude. I just said I wasn't going to dox him. Yeah, it was Pat, though.
Dude, jeez. Couldn't be me, bro. Couldn't be me.
I like real women.
Episode
But
31.
31. Wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought we'd be here after the Toledo episode? I'm surprised they let that air on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know how we survived it.
Hardly. Some of us.
Yeah, it was. Which I won't talk about it too much, but like editing that video was hilarious, bro. It was so funny going back and like reliving a night out with Joe and like our girlfriends and stuff, because like half of what we did, I was sort of like, oh, I forgot when that huge stone ripped off of the pillar, and Joe and I had to carry it and fix it. And then like, I don't even know. It's just funny, but also it made me glad I got out for a run that morning and got to explore. I went across, like, I was literally scared going across the bridge.
Yeah.
It was so big.
Well, little guy went to bed early. Marissa, I was cross-eyed, so drunk at the end of the night, and Marissa heard this secret rumor about a speakeasy bar or something, and she's dragging me around asking all these randos. We went to like 5 different bars. I don't know why I got let into any of them, and then we finally pull up to like an abandoned warehouse, and Marissa's like, do you know Magnolia? And there's just some random guy in the corner. He's like, and then we just go up 5 flights of stairs, and it's this club that only has like 50-year-old swingers twerking to trap music.
Sounds like a good time.
And I was like, all right, we need to leave. Let's go home right now.
I know, the videos of you in there, I was like, I'm not posting these ones.
Yeah,
like, these
my right eye was just looking at the left wall while like my face was forward.
And there's just like a underground house set behind him. But anyways, I'm here with my friend Joe, who didn't even make it 3/4 of a mile before throwing up, man.
That's not true. I think I made it a mile and a quarter.
My watch said 0.78. And I was like, oh, bro is down.
We'll get into the reasons why I threw up during the 5K in a second, but I'm here with my friend Chris, who's ready to boil the fuck up.
Boil up, baby.
Boil up, baby.
Boil up. Seafood boil, every type of boil. Boil up.
Where is Purdue? Is it in Pennsylvania? No, Indiana.
Indiana.
It's in Indiana. Yeah, it's in Indiana. So, classic seafood boil in Indiana. Boiler makers.
That gets us, let's do a little housekeeping. Now that we're not in Toledo, now that we're not fresh off Wine Fest, we can keep you guys in the loop with our goals, keep you guys in the loop with what we're doing. And we got a couple big announcements, you could say.
250. I thought you were about to bypass. We're at 111 as of this recording. It really doesn't feel like we're that far off. 250 seemed intimidating, but when you tell me it's 139 away, like, we basically already did that once.
Exactly. So we're on the route to 250. We have a couple ideas brewing of what we want to do once we get to 250. Obviously, we just got back from Toledo. If you haven't seen it, go watch that Toledo. Go put on your TV, walk away. Go for a run, and then come back, and then end the video, and then restart it. It was a good video, but the beginning is so funny, and it was just a good time filming it. So we have ideas. We might go to a random city. We're going to definitely put up a poll. We want your guys' input. We want your guys' comments. Please comment what you think we should do once we get to 250.
Comment on this. Any good ideas, we'll make it onto the poll.
Yeah, and we're going to start a poll. Don't know how long that poll is going to run. Probably next episode, maybe the episode after that, we'll start the poll. But we're going to get that poll going. We're going to have a few options. We have
random city, 24-hour in a bar. Every beer that you drink takes an hour off. Chris had a good idea of learn a choreographed dance, Mia and him, I guess. That would be a good idea.
Yeah, I said we could bust it out at some weddings that come up here.
It would be funny if every one of the boys' weddings, though. It almost becomes a tradition.
Well, you know, like how
it's like the first dance.
You know how there's always those songs that get played at every wedding?
Yeah.
Like, what if we had our own?
Like Mambo number 5.
Yeah. Cupid Shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
Down, down. But we have like a remix of it, and it's choreographed, and then we go crazy.
Or just Out on Bond by Babytron.
Mm-hmm. That would be even cooler. So, yeah, we have some ideas. We want your input. And, again, 250 is the next goal, and we couldn't do this without you guys, and we love you. So that's number 1. Number 2. It's March Madness. Today is the first slate of games. Round 64 started today as we're filming this.
And I'll say this, my bracket's busted.
Yeah, I mean, I had Ohio State making it a couple games in both of my brackets.
Everybody immediately.
It was just a bad day for everybody with a bracket, but also a fun day, and it's fun to be a part of the madness. So in true spirit, just like last year we had Michigan State, I think we were 1 game short.
They went to the Elite Eight and then blew it.
Yeah, so we have another Final Four bet of the year. Joe alluded to it earlier, Boil up, baby. They're saying is boiler up. We're starting a new one. Boil up.
Mm-hmm.
Boil up. Boil up. Boil up. Purdue. 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 Purdue.
I might get that tatted.
Boil up.
Boil
You
up.
heard that, Joe? If they win, Joe might.
I kind of scammed. I forgot what I put on my bracket, and Chris.
So funny. We're looking through odds for like 30 minutes, and I was like, I kind of like Purdue. I kind of like Purdue. And then Joe's like, oh yeah, I think I kind of like them too. And then we lock it in, we do it, and then he's just like, oh, I picked Purdue to win my main bracket, like the main bracket I care about.
Chris goes, look at the bracket and see who they're playing. So I'm zooming in on my phone. I go, this is their first round matchup. I took them to win that one. And then it goes, here's their round of 32 matchup. Yeah, they're going to beat Missouri. And then it's like Sweet 16. I'm like, took them there. I mean, they're playing nobody so far in Elite 8. Tough matchup. I also took them there. No way they win the Final Four. I took them to win the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
No wonder I liked it.
Yeah, Joe was like, oh, I have them winning the whole damn tournament.
When
They
I
do have
feel-
an easy path, and we like that.
When I filled out my bracket, Marissa was verbally reading it off to me, and I was making selections while I was simultaneously packing my clothes.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit absent-minded, but I do like Purdue. They're playing their best ball right now.
Yeah.
Ride along at home. I don't think you've said it yet, but the point of the bet, like last year, the point of the Michigan State bet was to get mics. Didn't happen, so we had to wait for our parents to buy these for us for Christmas. But this year, if Purdue wins the Final Four, we're going to put that money into our new chairs in the new studio.
Chair fund.
Chair fund.
Chair fund me. But yeah, we're going to get a new studio, which kind of brings us to the next thing. One thing before we get into all these topics, we got to recap the 5K. We got to go back and we got to talk about the chairs in the new studio. Where's the new studio going to be? And then we have lots to go back on. But first, I found these at the grocery store.
Imported.
Golden Molsons. This is a thing of beauty, bro. This feels like a Canadian's Bud Light Platinum.
Dude, I forgot about Platinums. I used to buy those in college and feel
We
so
should rip
bougie.
the Platinums one day.
I used to
I remember
always
we
get
were
Platties.
all on the Platinums for like 2 weeks, and we were like, we're getting too fucked up.
I thought it was more of like a status thing. I didn't even equate it with higher percent in the beer. I thought it meant I was better than other people if I pulled up to the social with them.
But today we're gonna rate these Molson Goldens.
Mm-hmm.
Premium beer. It's great, but we're gonna rate them on types of fans. And I'm gonna rate this top of the line. I'm gonna write this Dyson bladeless fan. I'm gonna rate this probably the small one, but it packs a punch. It's got a strong wind. I almost bought one of those for here. A little bladeless fan.
That crazy technology. It just glows purple and creates wind.
I don't know.
Am I
how they
thinking
do
of the
it.
right thing where it's like an oval and then the
Yeah.
inside's just purple and it just somehow creates a wind
Yeah,
vacuum?
I thought it was blue, but yeah.
Imagine if Albert Einstein saw that.
I know. Abe Lincoln would have flipped his shit if he saw a Dyson fan.
He would not know how to act. I'm going to rate this the type of fan at a sporting event where it's like a very pivotal moment in the game and the camera zooms in on them and they're really nervous. Like maybe their shirt's over their face and they're like,
And they're rocking.
yeah. Or they're like,
Yeah.
their hands are on their face and it's fourth down and this is the game right here. And they're like, their eyes are super wide and the camera zooms in on them right before the quarterback's about to hike the ball.
Okay, so good moment, not like something bad just happened. It's like,
Well, you don't know what's going to happen.
like
It's
a
more so like
lot of
the anticipation. Yeah.
This is, I just finished the first one.
Yeah, damn.
Alright.
We drank some garage beers before this.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
Crazy.
Tall boys, 95 calories.
Yeah, they're good. They're 4% though, so a little weak.
Yeah. Chris is cruising right along though. He's having a little thirsty Thursday.
Yeah, might as well, man. Might as well. But
It's been a long week and we deserve this, which we'll get into right now.
the Golden Molsons are sick. I didn't know these existed.
They're pretty good.
I like them a lot.
Were they more expensive?
I don't remember. I don't know the cost. You think I look at the cost when I go to the liquor store? I'm more worried about if the guy who owns the liquor store's dog died or not.
You still got some money up on that EBT.
But okay, so first, you want to recap 5K first?
Yeah. We'll start with 5K. Leading up to the 5K. So comedy show was Friday. Saturday, me and Chris both. I carbo loaded. Did you?
Yeah. I mean, I was like going crazy at I got a snack wall at work on Friday. I was like eating a lot from Friday to race day, Sunday morning.
Yeah, I was doing the same. And this, we kind of like alluded to it, but Friday was the last day of our weight loss challenge, which meant the last day of me on carnivore diet.
Which, let's do a quick shout out for both of us. So, Joe, how much did you lose? Total.
In the challenge, 22 pounds.
22. And then what would you say from January 1st?
28.
Damn, bro. You lost 28. I lost 29 and a half. Good ass shit, bro. Good ass shit. I feel like we look good. We feel good. I feel great. I don't know if you do, but
I feel fantastic. Well, there was a stretch where I wasn't, but
so we have done numbers to our bodies since January, and we feel good. And we're gonna try to maintain relatively. I don't know what Joe's doing. I'm gonna try to lose like 5-10 more pounds eventually, but I think I'm pretty much like where I want to be, and I'm just gonna keep running further and further.
I'm tanking for next year.
But
for next year's weight loss competition, I want to get up to 230 before the competition starts.
Yeah, you should, bro. You'll hit that $50 Venmo, and then
so worth it.
Salute it right into March Madness,
so I can have like a stroke when I'm 29.
But I don't know. I mean, it was a good. I need people to hold me accountable to be able to do shit, and like the weekly aspect, I really liked. It was a good challenge and
the visibility.
Yeah, you're always looking at it. I was thinking about it a lot too. I don't know, but it was good.
One of my favorite parts in the process of moving, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but I had a skinny bin. Do you have a skinny bin?
What's that?
Like all the clothes that you got too fat for that you hang on to in hopes that one day you'll fit back into them?
I don't have that, but I just look better in most of my clothes. And there's things that I unlock. Like I don't have a bin that I put it all in, but I unlock some clothes that I forgot about, you could say.
It's big time. I had a skinny bin, and when I was going through it, getting rid of some stuff for donations, for the move, and all that, I fit into 95% of my skinny bin. And I wore something to work the other day, and somebody was like, "Is that new?" And I was like, "No, it's in my skinny bin."
Yeah.
They're like, "Hell yeah, good shit."
Yeah, my I guess related thing to that is I was trying on a bunch of clothes to sell on eBay. And I had a bunch of pants, and I was like, I don't really fit them. They're kind of close. And now it's like, yeah, they fit. And, like, I can wear them. And I wear them to work and shit now. So, like, there's that aspect that I agree with. And it's nice, man. It feels good. That's why I'm like, I don't really want to do it next year. I just want to stay healthy. And, like, we have, like, weddings throughout the whole year. So, like, I kind of want to look good at the wedding. So I'm, in a way, just, like, let me just maintain this. And hopefully I stick it out. But I just love to eat so much, man. Like, that's been what I've been noticing is just, like, every day I'm like, oh, now that I can eat again, I'm going to get 2,500 calories at McDonald's. Or I'm going to eat 5 chicken cutlets in a fucking bowl of pasta, you know? So, I don't know. There's that aspect. But let's get into the Corktown 5K.
Yeah.
We hyped it up a little. And honestly, like, when you go back to when we booked it, we were shooting for like a 35-minute. Neither of us had ran at all. And we've come a long way, and I'm really proud of us for it. And it was very cool to be a part of, like, just watching both of us grow and do something and accomplish something. So, like, I will say, if Joe wasn't like, yeah, dude, if you don't know what to do running, you just go download this app and it'll just tell you what to do. Like, that changed my life.
Put you on, bro.
So I think that's very cool. But
I remember that when specifically the episode where we talked about that, and you're like, I'll give it a try, and you were so pissed at the app when you first started.
Yeah, I mean, I quickly was like, this app sucks. I'm getting a watch, and I'm gonna like do this the right way.
Yeah, well, it was like a starter kit, you know.
Exactly, it catapulted me into what we did, and I'm very happy for it. I feel very rewarded. I know Joe's taking a different path after this. I feel very rewarded on my runs. I feel like it's something that I used to spend 2 hours in the gym just talking to people and not really making progress, and this is something where I can just go, kind of forget about it, get back home, and be like, wow, I did that, and that's a cool accomplishment. And like, I kind of want to work towards super long runs. But it's just cool to see how far we came. Like, originally we were saying, hey, we want a 35-minute pace. And then both of us quickly were like, we can do that. We've been running for 3-4 weeks. Like, we can do that easy. So then we pushed ourselves a little bit and whatever. But let's take it from the morning, bro. Let's take it from the morning. I didn't do anything Saturday. I was, like, fresh. I got a good sleep. Like, I was in probably peak conditioning, you could say. I don't know about you, though.
Yeah.
I want to hear about you.
So yeah, like I said, that was the last day of the carnivore diet. It was Friday. I'll just run you through the weekend leading up to this. That morning I got McDonald's breakfast. That night I ate at the comedy show, so I got a chicken sandwich and some chips, and my body was just rejecting everything. I felt like, it's hard to describe, but going back to carbs, it felt like the most severe hangover. I compare it to the feeling, what I felt like coming back from spring break, Fort Lauderdale, circa 2020. Not good. And then, so Saturday for lunch, go out and get some pita away. I thought that would be a good carb load. And then I meet up with Noah for some drinks and had probably 4 beers, nothing crazy. And then we get some Taco Bell to cap off the night.
Yeah.
Thought I'd get a little bit more of a carb load in.
What'd you get at Taco Bell the night before? That's what I want to know.
I got a beefy 5-layer burrito and 2 of their new chalupa things that are like little baby chalupas.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I ate half of Marissa's taco that she
How
didn't
late
finish.
was that? How late was that?
9:30.
That's not that bad.
No,
Not
I
that
didn't.
bad.
It wasn't anything crazy.
I had on the night before. I had foot long at Subway, and then I fucking was a fat ass, and I didn't want to get the little bag of Subway chips, so I got munchies from the liquor store, and then I ate the
you
whole
hit
bag
a
of munchies. Basically.
IRL double dash.
Yeah.
By yourself.
I did, bro. I did. I was like, I'm fucking carb loading, dude. I'm eating a bag of chips. I'm eating a fat bag of chips. So that's what I did the night before. Or
But
actually,
I woke up Sunday though, and I felt like God had struck me down. He was mad at me for some reason, and it's hard to describe exactly what it felt. It felt like at any moment I was gonna just piss out of my ass, and my stomach was being so loud I thought it was gonna wake up the neighbors, and it was like an intense pressure in my head, like in my frontal lobe, that felt like it was gonna push out and burst my skull out. I think it's all the sugars that are in carbs or something, but it was just making my entire body feel like it was gonna self implode.
Yeah. I will say,
And that was 4 hours before the race.
I will say,
I'm not to be an excuse guy. Not to be an excuse guy.
leading up to the race, I was I'm a very goal oriented person, and I like to, I don't know, push myself.
Is that out of frame?
Yeah, you're good.
I can open it if you got the opener.
Yeah.
Watch me open this shit with my strong
I eventually
thighs.
was I got just super into running, and I was like, okay, that was quick.
Dude, I got strong thighs now.
Damn, bro.
Boy.
But I got super into running, and I was basically just all right, I'm hitting sub 30. That's my goal. And I sort of was yeah, Joe, let's do this. And then towards the end, I started being very confident that I could do it. And I was, I guess, in a way, just I know Joe was on a different wavelength. Joe, I was Joe, let's go for a run. Let's do this or let's do that. And I know it's difficult, but I was running in the fucking snow and in blizzards and outside and just getting used to running outside and shit. And just funny because the 2 weeks leading up to, I was we need to run out at least one time together. And then in Toledo, I wanted to, but we had 3 hours of sleep, and I was yakking. And then
skipped over that one.
And then
that was.
But I did it. I got out there and ran 5 miles or whatever. But
from my recollection, though, you didn't try to wake me up. I probably would have shooed you away in my sleep, but
no, I saw the way you were sleeping. Nobody's asleep like this. Sorry, the mic's gonna go
like
away,
a baby,
like this, with their arms above their head. No one's asleep with their arms above their head like that. And I'm not gonna go over there and be like, "Hey, Joe, wake up, wake up,
yeah,
wake up." I'm not doing that. So, but anyways, I the last 2 weeks of the weight loss challenge was Joe's literally telling me he's seeing black dots in his eyes when he's running, and he's cannot run it, and he's getting worse. Meanwhile, I'm peaking. I'm fucking. I just ran 3 miles and I got the pace. We're good. It was 2 weeks out, and then the days leading up, I took a bunch of miles off so I could my legs would be fresh and everything. And I knew I was going to come in sub 30, but I didn't know how much. But it was so funny. So morning of, Joe, whatever, we're meeting down there. Do you have anything that you did the morning? I had a bagel with peanut butter.
I had one granola bar. But, yeah, to Chris's point, I was leading up to it. I was in rough shape. I was really pushing myself to the limit to try and win the weight loss. And
the funny thing about that, too, is I came in a better place than you.
Fuck you, dude. You didn't have to say that.
I did.
Chris cheated. And he lied to me.
I did. I had just like 0.02% higher above Joe, and I wasn't even trying. I was eating Panda Express all week.
That's one piss. You know how hard it is to drop 5 pounds when you're at 166 pounds, dude?
Yeah.
But
it's a percentage, though. It's equal. You could say equally as hard.
It's a lot easier to go from 215 to 210. But, no. So that morning when I woke up, I thought that I was just hoping, I guess, because I felt so shitty running leading up to that once I finally introduced carbs to my system, it was going to feel like I was on steroids running because my body would actually have some short-term energy to pull from. But I woke up feeling like absolute dog shit, and I had a granola bar. And I knew it was bad news. I think I was telling Marissa the entire way over, like, I'm really scared about this. And then when we picked up Chris, he was ready. He was rearing to go, and I knew we would not be finishing the race together at that point.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Because a part of me was like, I can just run it tomorrow, and I'll be content with my goals. Like, I'll know I'll do it. But like today, I'm finishing with Joe. But it was sort of the way he looked. So like we take off. We take off. I mean,
first of all, it was fucking freezing. It was
cold.
It was possible, and it was.
But again,
windy.
I had been adapted. I was ready for this. I had been running in 10-degree weather. I've been running in blizzard snow. Every step is in snow. You know, I've been there.
I have soft Planet Fitness feet. I wasn't built for those elements.
So. We are waiting in the line for 15 to 20 minutes, probably longer, 30.
Every inch of my exposed
And we also
skin
walked
is
a
blue.
mile to get there.
Mm-hmm. That's where I used all my energy. Big mistake.
So we get there, and then we're waiting. I had tights on. The tights are lit, bro. The tights, if you would have wore tights, you would have broke sub 30. I promise you that. But we take off, and this is our first time ever running together. In the 5K.
Yeah.
And we're bumping elbows a little bit, but we're feeling good at the
Chris
beginning.
Is a clumsy runner.
We're feeling good. And Joe the whole time was like, I know you're going to take off fast. Like we have to go slow to start. So I was even like, Joe, we're going too fast. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. And we were holding like a 940, 950 pace basically to start. And
too
then
fast.
And then we get like not a mile in. I look down, 0.78. And then Joe's like, well, I guess right before that, about 0.6 miles, Joe's like a little tapering back. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe he's just dealing with whatever, so he'll catch up and whatever. And then I notice he's falling back a little bit. Then we get to 0.7, and this guy's like stops, it turns. There's a crowd of people around us. He's just, go. Just go.
I tried getting your attention. At that point, Chris was like 40 feet ahead of me. I was yelling at him, and I was trying to say, I was like, Chris, go on without me. Go on without me. I can't do it. And then I saw him eventually turn back towards me, and I was like waving him on.
Yeah.
And then
that's what happened. So I turned around, and then I guess Joe can explain. By the time I turned around, I didn't see what happened from Joe's perspective.
It actually wasn't that bad. So you heard me in the porta potty after the race, right?
Yeah.
It was like I threw up, but it wasn't like blah, like shit just spewing out of my mouth. It was more so like you're gagging and like throwing up in your mouth while you're coughing, and then you're like spitting it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like
baby barfs.
But it still sounded great. I'll hold the mic away while I do it, but it was like. and like everybody around me definitely heard it and was like, what the fuck, we're not even a fifth of the way through the race yet. But it was definitely a little bit of the burrito from Taco Bell the night before. It was mostly Taco Bell from what I could taste and what was coming out of my body. So I waved Chris on. I kind of dealt with that, and I stood with my hands on my hips for about like 30 seconds, and I was really contemplating about how to proceed. I was trying to think if I should push my body to the limits here, if I should just give up. But I decided to push it.
If you would have given up, that would have been hilarious, bro.
At that point,
off to the side.
That was one of those pivotal moments in my life where if I decided to just lay down there on the street and I really like closed my eyes and decided this is my time, I probably could have passed away if I wanted to.
That's crazy.
No, but I chose not to. And
Yeah,
that was
no,
the
Joe
last time
proceeded
I
on.
stopped.
Joe had a great time. Like, it was just, I'm not trying to take anything away from him. He still finished 31 something.
31:20.
And I mean, for the yakking mid 5K and 31:20 when we were like, yeah, let's try to beat 35 like a while ago. Like, that's awesome. So, like, super proud of Joe.
What was your experience after we split?
After we split, I was like, I got a lot in the tank. I was like, after we split, I was low key.
You guys can tell something's afoot.
Something is afoot. This is episode 31.2. You could say
31.2. Yep.
we got the garage beers instead of the Molson
Molsons.
Golds. We had to go back to the liquor store. You could say
The episode stopped recording
it did.
right after Chris said, "Oh shit," he did something that irreparably damaged the podcast. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you can definitely say that the audio stopped halfway through.
We walked back to the liquor store, got some more garage beers. We can't record without drinking. And on our way back, there were a couple of hoodlums running around the street.
Yeah. I mean, it's typical around these Royal Oak parts. I'm not gonna lie.
I always thought of this as like a highfalutin area, but there was a fucking hammer dude screaming at somebody. And then me and Chris were walking on the side of the street. Dude's waiting at the bus stop, just trying to get a ride, blacked out on a Thursday night.
Right. It's sort of
Sick
like
move.
maybe let's not argue with our girlfriends midweek. You know, I sometimes my girlfriend and I are watching a movie here and it's like screaming across the street and we're like, what is happening? But no, we did have to go back. We did have to see our favorite guy at the liquor store again.
So just so you guys know, we've already had this conversation. It was a banger. If it doesn't turn out to be a banger, not on us. It was good the first time.
I think it will because we're gonna be sipping a little more than normal.
4%,
you could
95 cal garage beers. But so, anyways, Chris, what was your experience when you finished the race by yourself?
Yes. So to recap, Joe was yakking 0.78 miles.
We already
through.
talked about it. They already know that. You don't have to say it again.
Yeah. So essentially, from that moment on, I was like, I'm just gonna take off, and basically, I felt pretty good. I was turning corners. That first mile we paced 9:40, and then which was on pace for the sub 30, and then after that,
Obviously, why I yacked.
never
Never run that fast before.
After that, yeah, you had, bro.
No,
I know
I'm
had.
joking.
But I saw Joe, and I was like, all right, I don't want to leave him, but I will. He was just really giving me those signs to keep going. So
Me throwing up and violently shaking my arm, telling you to leave me alone.
So that first mile was 9:40. I think I ran the second at 8:30, and then I ran the last at like 8:10. The last quarter mile probably at like 7:50. Ended with a 8:59 pace or 8:58 pace, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it felt great. It was really nice. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but just kind of picking people off in the crowd and just chasing them and being like, hey, this guy's not beating me. That guy's not beating me. I felt really good the whole race. Felt very well rested, very carb loaded. And it was a good time. I mean, I had a great finish, and I couldn't ask for anything more, to be honest.
I don't want to be that guy, but there was a gentleman that I was talking to while I was running without you that told me he saw a guy that fit your exact description skip a portion of the race, about a quarter mile.
All right. This guy just can't get over
not
getting sub 30.
I'm just saying, he fit your exact description, and I was like, I know a guy that looks like
The
that,
only
but I know
part
my
that I
good
could
friend
have
Chris
skipped was
would do.
the only part that I could have skipped was right when I saw you.
That's when he said you skipped.
Yeah.
His name's just Derek. He was a good guy.
So I was just with
Super
you the
tall
whole
and
time.
super hot.
But
yeah,
no,
so
I
my
mean,
experience.
exactly. I want to hear Joe's more so than mine. I was very happy with how I ended up. I'm gonna keep running. I'm gonna shoot for longer distances. I don't like the short distances. I'm gonna go long. But Joe, after the good old T-Bell yak,
Yeah.
how did you finish out?
I put my hands on my hips for about 30 seconds. I think I already told the chat that I was about to die, and I was at the crossroads of, do I complete this or do I give up? And I decided to continue. So I found a couple of guys that were going about my pace, and I went directly behind them, and I just drafted behind them the entire time. Didn't give up. It felt like I was going through a zombie apocalypse, or honestly, I did lose them at one point because I did go around them because they kind of started walking at one point. And when I saw nobody running around me and nobody on the streets saying anything, I felt like I was just running through like the crack district of Detroit or something. I felt like I veered off course horribly. So I just kept on going where I thought I should go, and eventually it led me to the right place. Again, did we already talk about our girlfriend seeing us? I don't know if we already mentioned
probably
that.
not.
But Chris said he saw them and noticed them. I thought I had random fans cheering my name, cheering me onto the finish line, but it was our girlfriend and fiance. So
They make cool signs though.
yeah, they were good signs. I like attention. Don't be so dramatic. It's only 3 miles.
Right.
But yeah, I decided to power through post yak, and I felt really shitty. I was playing the hardest hood ass Detroit rap I could be listening to, and my brain felt like an egg that had been cracked. And if my brain was the yolk, it felt like the yolk had exited my body, and I was just a skeleton crawling around the streets of Detroit, willing my way into the finish line. And then we got done, and I yacked again.
Yeah, we got done. Joe wasn't even worried about the medal. I was like, Joe, here, take this. And then I was like, the line for the bananas and the drinks and the chips are like 20 minutes long. You want to wait? And we were like, no, let's go get beers instead.
That was the first time I've sober yacked, and I would have to imagine 10 years. I'm not even being like that.
Yeah.
10 years. It was a cathartic experience. All the hard work I put in.
Yeah, the porta potties on the way to the bar definitely caught some strays from Joe.
Yeah,
you could say.
and I popped out, and the dude looked at Therese. He was like, "You could have that one," because you just heard me, and they're like,
yeah. So it was you could say a short recovery period.
mm-hmm.
But once the beers got flowing, we were fine. We got a hot dog in us. We were good.
Had a hot dog, had some beers, went home. I went home.
Yeah. Which it was funny because we realized on the walk back, because we walked back to Teresa's place, it was the same distance as if we would have just walked from hers instead of walked from where we parked at.
Well, we were like walking, and I just looked to the left, and MGM was 20 feet away from us. I was like, yeah, this is our stop.
Yeah.
But so me and Marissa went home, and I was feeling like shit. So we get home. I immediately, in all my race clothes, just hop into bed. I'm taking a nap. I'm probably asleep for like an hour, and I hear the buzzer thing on the door when somebody's outside, like ringing your thing, and it like buzzes. And I'm in the bed. Marissa's on the couch, but like
And
we're
it's
both
like
half
5
asleep.
p.m. It's like around 5 p.m.
Yeah, and neither of us are expecting anything, so we ignore it, and then it happens again and again and again. It happens like 5 times over the span of like 5 minutes, and we're both like, "What the fuck is going on?" And there's been a girl that habitually locks herself out of the apartment when she walks her dog. She apparently grabs her dog, puts the leash on, and just whips her keys into her fucking room and just heads out for the day and just preys on the kindness of strangers in order to get back into the apartment. I let her in one time because it was late and it was like 0 degrees and snowy. But on this day, it was 60 degrees. I had a feeling it was her. And I'm not letting strangers into my apartment. If you forgot your key, you need to call maintenance. That's the way I think about it. So she's buzzing, and you can tell like from the brakes and when she's buzzing ours, she's clearly buzzing every unit in our building, just trying to get somebody to let her in. And then you hear her eventually, and our windows aren't even open, so she's definitely being loud. And she starts like scream crying, and she's like, "Guys, I'm locked out. Please, will somebody help me? Will somebody help me?" And then eventually you hear somebody open up their window. They're like, "I didn't order anything. You're buzzing the wrong place. Stop fucking buzzing my door." And she's like, "I'm locked out. Please help me." And they just slam their window shut. And then I text Marissa, and I'm like, "Yo, dude, like, it's too late. We've already ignored her for this long. There's no way we can let her in now because she's going to know that we just ignored her for 15 minutes. And, we can't finally let her in." So she just keeps on, like, scream crying. She's pounding on the door. And then like a little bit later, I hear somebody on like the third floor open up their window. It's some like Eastern European lady, and they're screaming at this girl in a different language, telling her to stop fucking buzzing her door. The girl's still screaming and crying and banging, and then eventually my neighbor on the left is like, "What the fuck's going on?" and like goes down there, and the girl's like, "I'm so sorry. I was locked out." And the dog's like barking at this person trying to let him in. She's like, No, he's normally so nice. He's just on edge because everybody was screaming at us or whatever. The person's like, just don't fucking forget your keys again. And then lets him in. But I don't think I'm a bad guy for that. Would you let somebody in that scenario?
I don't know. It's very situational, in my opinion. That's where my girlfriend had a situation where recently it was so funny. The apartment complex emailed her, and it's like, there has been a resident or there's been somebody who's been allowed in that is not welcome in the building, and we don't want to give them access, but they've been allowed in. And it's like, what is happening? But,
It's like a riddle.
yeah, it's basically like this guy's been sleeping in the
Who
common
we
area.
shall not name
I
his
think
name.
Joe's situation is
Now
a
let's
little different. Like, this
his
lady's tripping. I've been in a situation where, like, I'm locked out. I, even in that situation, was never knocking on doors, though.
No.
I was like, I'm going to go sleep somewhere else. I'm going to call Joe's girlfriend, and she's going to pick me up, and then I'm going to sleep at Joe's. Like, that happened probably 6 months ago.
If I ever got locked out, I slept the night at my parents. I swear to God. And, dude, there's an emergency maintenance number for a reason. If there's a good chance it's a homeless person, and Teresa's example, it's a scorned lover trying to make their way in to wreak havoc in the apartment. I don't want people coming in to just cause mayhem in my apartment.
The only thing I disagree with is it's 5 p.m. in Joe's story. So, like,
it doesn't matter if it's
midday,
daylight.
Like,
they're not a worse person because it's daylight out.
I think they're a better person.
Also, if it is the girl I'm thinking of, she's forgotten her keys like 5 fucking times. It's also funny too because we ordered a pizza for dinner that day because Marissa was like, I can go pick it up, and I was like, dude, we can't go out there because if she sees us, she's gonna know we've been here all day. So we ordered delivery, and she was like, should I put anything in the special instructions? And I was like, yeah, go ahead and buzz every door before you buzz ours. Like, just troll everybody, make the pizza guy like piss everybody off. But no, I pay good money for this lease, and I have no remorse about my actions there. There's emergency maintenance for a reason. I did this at my new place too, where when I went in there for the first time, I noticed that the first unit in front of mine had a fucking shoe rack with like 10 pairs of shoes and a fucking bicycle outside of it. No go. I'm not going to let that happen. So I emailed the property management email, and I said it in like such a bitch way, but I said like, hey, just to make sure, like, I just moved into this unit, and I noticed that one of the other units has a bunch of stuff out in the common area. I don't think that it is, but can you confirm? Are you allowed to have stuff out there?
Joe's a big narc.
I knew the answer was no, but they responded, and it's in all capitals and bold, and they're like, no, absolutely, you are not allowed to have this stuff. And then, but they said I had to take the pictures, and I was like, why can't you guys fucking take
scapegoat.
Yeah, so yesterday Marissa and me drove over there, but she was too scared to go in, so she dropped me off. So I went in there, and it felt like Call of Duty or like James Bond, where like I didn't want to be right in front of somebody's door taking a picture in case they opened it.
Bro, I was peeking corners. He's already peeking corners. Dude, peeking over shit.
That's literally how it went. So I live on the first floor, and there was only one person down there that had shit. So I went around the corner, and I popped out and took a picture. And then I noticed, though, that there was stuff outside on the second floor. It has no bearing on my life, but it's against the rules, and I'm not going to let that shit fly. So I went up to the second floor. I had no reason to be up there except for taking these pictures. So I'm like up there, and I'm like screen peeking, going around corners, and I take pictures of the right side and then the left side. And then I just like sprint down the stairs and out to Marissa's car. And she had the rental car because our car was fucked up.
Yeah.
And so... No evidence. They don't know what our car looks like. So I hopped in the car and we fucking went away.
I mean, hey, bro, let's just say I'm glad I'm moving out of Amber when Joe's moving in. If Joe was in my apartment being a narc, I don't know if I could live here.
I'm not even a bad neighbor. I don't care if you're loud. I'm not going to snitch if you're loud or anything, but no shit in the common area because that shit's visible. But there was one
There's-
picture I took.
I could trip on these shoes.
No, they're tucked away. It's not a tripping hazard. It's more so the aesthetic of the apartment.
Okay.
Dude, the shit on the top floor was like a baby stroller and like some
Isn't
bullshit.
it similar though, where it's only like 4 units in your
Yeah.
walk-in area?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just fucking on like 8 people.
That's why it's funny, yeah, because it's we're clearly the only people that are moving in there. So if it's obviously us snitching on them, but if anybody's gonna say anything, I'm gonna be like, I don't know.
What if you guys end up wanting to put your shoes out there?
Why would I want to put my shoes out in the fucking hallway?
No one's gonna steal them.
No, dude, no. Normal people do not do that. It's against the lease.
Well, then there's no salt inside.
Get a fucking rug. That shit,
Dude,
it really
sometimes
pisses me off.
Sometimes the salt gets.
Do you
seeps
put your
through
shoes
that.
out in the hallway?
No, I have to walk all the way to my room, and there's salt all over my apartment. Because
You don't have to
of it.
walk all the way to your room. You could very
That's
easily
where I keep them. That's where I keep them.
get a fucking shoot rack and a rug and put it out here.
All right, well, I'm moving in a month as well, which announcement to chat. My girlfriend and I signed a lease right by Trader Joe's, so we can literally walk there, which is going to be sick.
I'm not gonna walk to the grocery store.
It's close enough to walk, bro. It's better. I
You're
told
gonna
her.
walk and go grocery
I
shopping.
told her-
and walk
I told
back
her
with, like,
it's-
10 bags on each arm.
I think it's better to walk than it is to drive. It's literally our apartment, a wall, and then Trader Joe's. So
But
like,
imagine all those bags. That would just be like inconvenient. Why would you not use a vehicle if you have it at your disposal?
I don't know. Well, I'll test it out once we move. But the moving process is funny, which I think it's been funny because Joe, his situation, I feel like is a testament to if you have 20 days to move, you'll take 20 days to move. If you have 2 days to move, you'll take 2 days to move. And I know it's a little different, but I think it's funny because he has 15 days, right?
Yeah.
Amber's weird and they do the 15-day shit, which they gave me some shit when I was trying to move out. Like I just emailed them and called the guy, and I was like, hey, yeah, I put my notice to vacate in for May 1st. My move into my new place May 1st. So I need to be moved out by the end of May 1st. And he's like, not possible. The only way we can do that is if you move out April 30th or May 15th. And if you move out May 15th, then you have to pay a prorated 15-day rate. And I was like, I need 1 day. I was like, I don't want to pay for 15 days. I need 1 day. And the guy's like, you can send an email and we'll see. And then I sent an email and it got approved right away. But it was just funny to me that, like, I don't know, I had to deal with that dumbass shit. That's like, dude, just let me move out 1 day later. You have to get cleaners anyways. You told me you're getting cleaners and whatever. But what I will say, I forgot that I had a security deposit, so I got that shit coming back, which I'm excited about.
Well, we'll see how much of that you're getting back. Looking at the layout of this place, I don't
After
know.
Joe peed everywhere.
What the fuck are you talking about? I have not peed anywhere in here except for the toilet. But what the fuck were we even just talking about? Oh, yeah, so moving. Yeah, no. So Chris is right. We have been spending a lot of time on moving, but that's mostly just because Marissa has shit that she literally hasn't used since she moved it into this place, and she's asking me if we should keep it. 90% of our time has been me convincing Marissa to throw away stuff. The other 10% has been me convincing her to donate stuff. And then I'm putting like my one measly t-shirt that she'll allow me to keep into a garbage bag so I can bring it to the new place.
Let's just say I have a lot of things that I have to sell before I leave. Do you want a
you
wheelchair?
need to put no, I don't need or want a wheelchair.
You might want one, dude. What if I told you it's pink and purple?
That would make me less inclined.
And it
to
has
have it.
stickers all over it.
What kind of stickers?
I don't even know. It's like from high school. Just random stickers I got back in
No,
the day.
I think honestly we should just roll it onto the street and watch a car roll it over. That'd be sick. But the one part, so yeah, like I said, I'm having car troubles. That's the one part that's made moving out suck worse because work's just been shit, and I've been fucking moving shit every day from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. every night, going to bed at like midnight, and then on top of it,
Yeah,
on
and
Friday,
the funny thing is this guy's spending so much energy and time on moving, and he's hiring movers.
I'm not moving shit. I'm packing it. Packing and unpacking is the hard part, bro.
What?
Marissa,
What?
okay, so I already told
What?
Chris, but the first time the last time I moved, I should say, Marissa's dad hired movers for us, and then this time my dad hired movers for us. I'm never going to physically move my shit ever again because I know the luxury of hiring plebeians to come move my stuff for me. But packing and unpacking is the worst part of it. 100%. Taking all that, dude, Chris, you have so much stuff on the walls.
It's the pots and pans. It's the clothes.
Do you own a box? Good luck finding boxes, bro.
Easy, bro.
Oh yeah, good luck finding boxes.
Go to UPS, they're free.
Yeah, they're not free.
Go to
not
UPS,
not the boxes that you're going to be able to move stuff in.
You can get boxes easy. Boxes easy.
You gotta have a plug, and I had a box plug. So luckily I had box plug. But moving all this shit, I'm dog tired. As tired as a man could be. Work to the bone, some would say. And then Friday, right before the comedy show, Marissa hits me up and says her windshield wipers aren't working. Check the fucking fuses. Fuses are fine. God, that's a problem. Because if the fuses are fine, that means something's wrong on the inside of the car.
Yeah.
That's above my pay grade.
Definitely.
So we take it to the mechanic. They go through the gambit. The car's in the shop for about 5 days. First day, windshield wipers are fine. Motor's not fine. We replace the motor. Motor doesn't change anything, so they change the fucking switch. Switch doesn't do a lick of good. So then they move over to the fuse box. Fuse box is apparently covered in water. Change the fuse box, doesn't change anything. This is a severe electrical problem that they're telling me now. So I have to take it to the dealership.
It's so funny when the dealer calls you, like the mechanic calls you, like, this is a severe problem. You're like, that's what happened when my car
I thought you were well equipped to deal with severe problems.
I thought that's why I dropped it off at your place.
I thought I could entrust you with a severe issue.
I already knew this was a severe problem, and now you're just telling me it's a severe problem.
Do you think I would have brought this to you if it wasn't a severe issue? If it wasn't a severe issue, I probably would have just brought it to my father. But yeah, so no, they tell me that they're not equipped to handle this issue, and now at this point, they've had my car for 5 days, and now they're telling me I have to take it to a dealership.
It's the worst. I'm glad you guys got a rental car, though. Cause
no.
Being carless for a while.
Carlos. Nothing worse than being Mexican. But that's what I was saying. That's why I thought that they fucked something up in my car. Because they tried all this shit. And then the last thing they say is, actually, we found some liquid in your fuse box. And actually, that's the issue. But so we're not going to charge you for the fuse box. And also, if you get a rental car, we'll reimburse you. And I was like, okay, why are you guys being nice to me now? You guys clearly...
Yeah, but they're like, you have to go through Marvin Augustin, and you have to go through Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Don't dox. No, but they said we can go anywhere, and they would reimburse. But I was just picturing, like, some fat piece of shit at the car at the auto shop, like, with this big gulp that just poured some shit on my fuse box.
Yeah.
But no, so we like, rented the car, and then when they figured out they couldn't fix it, they were like, just come pick up the car. We couldn't fix it, so we're not going to charge you for anything.
Clutch.
We worked on your car for 40 hours, and we're not going to charge you. But they did say they were going to reimburse the rental, and I was looking at Marissa on the way over. I was like, do we bring in that receipt? And they're going to just, like, they would be like 20.
So can
they
I
would
get
be like $45.
Or can I get a what kind of car are we working with?
Well, we already had the rental, so like, since they charge us nothing, if they reimburse us for the rental, they would have been like $45 in the hole.
Yeah,
for like
that's
what
crazy.
They did. But no, I didn't bring it in because they seem to be good guys. So I didn't want to.
Car is currently still in the shop.
Nope. Now we have it in our possession. We have to take it to the dealership. Luckily for me, Daddy Deep Pockets has a little Equinox that nobody drives hanging around at the cribbo.
Oh.
So we're going to get the rental Equinox from the Pops, and that bitch is going to the dealership.
The Pop Quinox.
If they tell me it's more than $2,000, I'm selling that bitch for scrap and buying a new car.
That was exactly what I went through with my car. If you tell me this is more than $2,000, I'm going to go get a new car right now.
I just bought this car, though, for $11,000, and we got a fucking dud.
You guys,
I'm starting to think I shouldn't have bought this car from that fucking illegal immigrant in Dearborn.
You guys, I've just been happy the last 3 months, but leasing is not that bad. That's all I'll say.
No, I know. You always think about like the return you get on a vehicle, right? This car is a dud. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. This part really pissed me off where the guy that was working on our car looked at me and he goes, it looks like somebody hot glued some of the electrical down there. And I was like, who the fuck did we buy this from?
Yeah.
And what did they do to this car?
Damn.
Because, that's not something you inspect when you're like, you're looking around a car.
Well, it's
that
like,
you're gonna
who
buy.
is going to inspect it? Wasn't like Marissa's grandpa looking
Yeah,
at
but
it
like
or
you're not
something?
gonna pull up the fucking hood and go into the electrical like for the windshield wipers and make
Right.
sure that the wiring's good. Like you check the body, you make sure it's not rusted out, and you make sure there's no damage. I don't know. I don't know how cars work, but it seems like you shouldn't hot glue the wires together. And this car
Yes.
is worthless. I might just
Joe got scammed.
I might roll it onto the freeway and just try and get an insurance claim. So anyways, what's even next here?
So we basically, Joe and I are getting good at talking about nothing for a long time. So
That's all we ever do.
we have a quick little dolphin segment, you could say. This is the best part of the episode.
No, this is not
This
quick,
is
and it's
the
not
best
little.
part of the episode.
This is what you guys need to know.
And we're already at 55 minutes, so
But
probably more like 50. But here we go. I'm gonna read a story about dolphins here, and this story's gonna be read differently than an hour ago when I read it to you last.
why?
Because I got a new prompt.
Oh my god! So just for your guys' reference, Chris had his old ChatGPT prompt. I thought it was perfectly good. I think he might have gotten confused a little bit along the way, and now he asked ChatGPT for further clarification.
I was just like, "Yo, make another one, but make it crazier."
Oh my god! Okay,
So,
now
because
we're
I
gonna
want
get
to,
the
I want to
best
surprise
details.
Joe a little bit more. So Joe already knows about this.
Did
but
you do that shit on porpoise?
Poipus?
Come on, dude. That's pretty good.
That was a good one. Okay. All right. 1960s. LSD is everywhere.
Holy.
And John C. Lilly decides he's going to crack dolphin language. So essentially, NASA funds this. Totally normal. They build a flooded house. Margaret Lovett moves in full-time with a dolphin named Peter. So far, they're just experiencing weird science. So essentially, what they're trying to do...
Wait, just for my clarification, because me and Chris talked about this. So now at this point, it is just one singular female scientist and one singular male dolphin in a flooded lab.
Yeah, I don't know how deep the water is. From the pictures, it looks like 5-6 feet. Maybe
It's
not 6
pretty deep.
feet, probably like 4 or 5 feet. So she's walking around in the water all day like some kind of human aquarium exhibit going, hello, ball, more. Like she's trying to communicate with this
More?
dolphin.
She was asking him for more?
With this dolphin. And Peter, the dolphin, was actually trying to learn. Now here's where it goes off the rails. Peter starts getting very distracted during lessons. Like, imagine you're trying to teach someone English and they just keep interrupting the lesson with completely different priorities. And instead of the scientist going, all right, this is inappropriate, let's separate them, they basically go, let's just keep going. So now you've got this situation where Margaret Lovett is living in a flooded house with Peter the dolphin. The dolphin is way too attached to her sexually, and the education program is really not the main focus anymore. She's later talking about how this became a regular issue during the experiment, like something they just had to manage. I feel like
it skipped a part.
So essentially, she was just, I forget the exact verbiage. This is not normal. This is chaos.
She was jerking off the dolphin. It entirely just did not say that part this time. The dolphin was basically getting super horny, and she didn't want the
she was like I'm just gonna manually do this. She was like I'm just gonna manually solve this problem instead of letting the dolphin just be horny all the time. I'm gonna solve this problem so it's not. So basically, she lived with the dolphin. The dolphin was getting interested. She was trying to introduce LSD, which probably made it worse. And she was just trying to communicate with it better. And then she was sexually arousing this dolphin just to speed up like time that they could actually spend together versus time that was spent with the dolphin, assumably humping her or some shit like that.
I'm
That's
not going to
the
lie,
first
Chris.
part.
I like the first song better.
Dude, I couldn't get it back. It was gone. But basically,
So she was like, okay, so she was like locked up with this dolphin, trying to fucking feed it LSD, and she was also on LSD probably.
Yes.
And the dolphin was just getting horny, and it was ruining her fucking stupid experiments. So she was just consensually
yeah,
having intercourse with this dolphin.
yeah, but it was more like I think manually it was probably hands only. It was probably hands
You would
only.
assume, but how did this even come out? Did you ever figure that out?
How did it come out? Because
How do
NASA
people know?
funded it. I think that they have to like publicize.
Well, that's the biggest bullshit that
Um,
NASA, the space agency program in the heat of the Cold War when they should have been funding expeditions to the moon, is funding this fucking stupid bitch fucking a dolphin. But no, how did like the news come? If she was the only one down there, was she reporting this in her findings?
Well, this is like the reason that
Or should I say
they're
report?
I don't know. What I will say is the whole purpose was, hey, let's communicate with
Porpoise.
dolphins. Let's communicate with dolphins. I feel like we can communicate more with them. Let's find out ways we can do it. Then NASA gave them money, and then when they had money, they were like, this probably isn't really working that much, so let's just introduce LSD to the situation.
Right.
Because they might communicate with us a little bit more. Then they start communicating, but the communication is not verbal, and it is not really the dolphins saying anything. It's just
dick
the
to
dolphins
hand.
being sexually aroused in these situations, probably because they're on LSD. So then, the
Yeah.
dolphins like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if you're Margaret? If you're Margaret, are you saying, okay, like, let's stop this where it's at? This is ridiculous, which is what you should have done. Or are you going, what if I just solve this problem and move on and we continue the experiment?
It's hard to say. I'd probably first.
I'm getting a free probably room and board and food and whatever from NASA.
And all I gotta do is jerk off the dolphin.
Yeah.
not
Let's just keep it rolling.
If I were in her shoes, I'd probably first kiss the dolphin, see if it's into it. If he responds with the tongue, I'd know it's game on. The experiment's going on, brother.
So now this gets us into the second part.
Which this is the part that comes directly after you have intercourse with the dolphin. It's dolphin birthing.
Dolphin birthing,
Not how you would think.
not directly related, but very
Half
closely.
human, half dolphin.
So this idea was based off of John C. Reilly, who is the same.
John C. Reilly is the actor from Step Brothers.
Okay, John.
Lilly.
You're right. You're John.
John C. Reilly,
John
the
C.
actor, came up
Lilly.
with the idea to.
Hey, you don't say that. That's John C.
Yeah.
Reilly. But yes, you're correct. John Lilly. This is where the ideas came from, but it was basically 10 years after these experiments from NASA studies. They
They were like, let's double down.
well, no, people started being like, "Oh, we can communicate with dolphins." And you got to think 1960s, 70s, no iPhones, like what were they even really doing?
All
Who
we had
knows
was
what was going
dolphins
on?
and their sexual appendages.
People were writing letters and people were believing those letters. Let's say that before this part.
Oh my god,
Now,
dude!
what I will say is 10 years later, a lot of people out there were thinking that dolphins were able to give some abilities out to the public. Now, how do those abilities get given out? That's the big question mark. The big question mark is now, how do we get these dolphin abilities in my child?
Well, let's start with the abilities.
Right. So
Telepathy, right?
essentially, that was the main thing. People thought that,
Not mind control, but mind talking. You could
yes, people thought that if they had babies around dolphins, we'll get into that in a second, that these babies could communicate with animals,
Fish.
mammals like dolphins. So, is a dolphin a mammal?
Like hardly. It's like
I
the
think it
least.
kind of is.
It is, but it's like the least mammal a mammal could be. It's like dolphins and whales. Anything with a blowhole.
So
Isn't that
people-
stupid though? Those shits should not be mammals.
People were extremely fascinated around the idea that people could communicate with dolphins or mammals of that nature. And what they thought was a possible solution, I don't really know, was here's what people were doing.
How are we gonna fix this problem?
People in the 70s, 10 years after this experiment with LSD, where what we just talked about happened.
I mean, goddamn, what else could go wrong here?
This is what happens when we have 5+ beers and
Yeah.
a shot.
No,
and we're
it
trying
was
to record.
not our fault. My phone died because while we were recording, my phone's been streaming dolphin porn for the last hour
Yeah, it's pretty.
for research.
We're in a tough spot, you could say. We're in a tough spot, but we're closing this episode out now.
Strictly for research.
Where we left off, 10 years after John Lilly did that whole thing, and they had that person in the flooded office with
Margaret.
a dolphin, Margaret. 10 years after, this is what happened, is people started saying, I think dolphin birthing is potentially could give my kids superpowers. They might give my kid the ability to speak to dolphins. They might give my kid the ability to, I don't know, maybe even have another
Seahorse?
superpower. Fly, swim, breathe underwater. There's a lot of things that
Stretching
people were
abilities.
thinking. You gotta think, this is the 70s. So if my buddy next door told me this, I would believe it. Versus internet.
Guys, they didn't have Reddit back then. They thought that dolphin breathing would let you talk to seahorses.
So, what people started doing right after this was they would get their baby. They would basically have birth in between 3 to 5 dolphins. I don't think a lot of people would do this,
Where'd
but
you
it would
get that number
it'd
from?
be in the water, and the dolphins would be circling around them like crazy.
Yeah, like have you ever been in a pool, like in a small area where everybody's going around the edge
it's
of it
neat,
and they're
making a
creating like a
whirlpool.
whirlpool?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're trying to give birth and you're just
That's
doing
what
like
was happening.
360s in the water.
Because people
violently.
thought that if they did that, their kids would get superpowers,
Yeah,
which is good
Like
logic, I
Frozone.
guess.
and Spider-Man.
It's like how else? Like I might as well take the chance if you got the chance. You know, if you're in the position to dolphin birth, might as well see if it happens.
I wouldn't. I'm the type of guy that's gonna put like a headset around my Marissa's
Oh,
pregnant stomach and play Babytron.
so they come out listening to
It's gonna come on and be like Crip Gang on God.
I-75 the only time I work at a night
Night
shift.
Yeah. But if you want dolphins screeching supersonic waves into your baby's unprotected, malnourished eardrums, on the off chance that it lets you talk to seahorses, yeah, you do you.
Yeah, I guess people thought that they had other abilities too. People were thinking like you could fly. You know, people were thinking that you could do anything.
Why would giving birth around a dolphin make you fly?
I'm not saying I could be wrong by that, but what I am
No,
saying
I'm sure
is that,
people
like,
believed it. But
people
just,
were basically thinking like my kid's gonna have superpowers if I do this.
okay.
I don't think a lot of people did it. I don't think a lot of people tried, but I do think it's interesting that that was even an occurrence that happened in our lifetime. That people were like so fascinated by dolphins.
Well, that's not our lifetime.
NASA, true.
That still
Through-
blows my mind that NASA, the space agency responsible for space travel, funded
Dolphin LSD communication.
not
vibes.
communication. It was like a dolphin sex ring
True.
where they were getting prostituted by this
Yeah,
Margaret lady.
These dolphins were getting.
What
worked.
dolphins like that? I don't even know.
These dolphins were
I
getting
didn't say
worked.
this initially, but like dolphins are the only animal besides humans that murder for recreation, and they're also they're sexually aggressive. So
Yeah,
that's like
there's-
that's like in their nature.
A lot of stats I don't know. Very smart. They can talk more than any other mammal. They're also a mammal, which I don't understand. There's a lot of things about dolphins I don't understand.
It's because they have the blowhole. No,
Yeah,
for real. That's
well,
where
that's
they
what Joe
fucking
was saying,
they
is
do
that,
the
like,
water
as long as
out
you have
of
a blowhole, that you're just like more intelligent than all the
it.
other.
No, that's how if you're a fish and you're a mammal, you have a blowhole.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
I'm pretty sure. Name
is
one
it because
fish
you
that's a
can
mammal.
breathe? What makes you a mammal?
You survive off of oxygen.
Right. So you think dolphin and whales out of water would survive?
Damn.
A big question.
Damn, bro. Do they?
I don't think so.
No,
I
no,
don't
they
think
wouldn't.
do.
They obviously wouldn't.
Because they would just talk to each other. They'd talk to us.
Yeah.
They'd be like, get me the fuck out of here.
You get one whale out of the water, it's like, hello, I am not able to survive in these conditions. He's speaking perfect English. What the fuck do you know?
Valid.
Why you do it? It's a motherfucker that swallowed up. Who was that guy biblically that got ate by the
Moby
whale?
Dick.
No, dude. There was like that biblical guy that got Jonah in the whale's
I
mouth.
don't know. I'm not going to know.
Whatever.
My hair's looking good, though.
Mine's looking better. But no. So, moral of the story is don't go around dolphins. They're super sexually aggressive.
Yeah, but if you want to have a chance at getting your kid a superpower, maybe you try. And maybe you let me know how it goes.
You could. You definitely could. I'd rather be around, say it well. I know my girl was born around a giraffe.
Your girl was born around a giraffe?
Yeah, because you got a superpower. She got that long neck.
Never done drugs, but I got a white cane. Turn this shit up loud, my brain, split your brain. These kids ride my wave side kicks, Dwayne Wade, BOSK, yeah, don't forget my goddamn name.